Hello and welcome to Keep Hope Alive podcast. My name is Nadine, your host with the most. We have a great guest here today with us. Her name is A.G. Billig. I want to throw an N in there, Billig, right? Did I
Right.
say it
Yeah.
right? Okay. And she is a #1 Amazon best-selling author, a motivational speaker, and the founder of The Project of Love. I love that. I can't wait to hear all about it. But before we get started talking about love and everything, how many weddings have you been to in the past 15 years?
I think probably three.
Three? Okay. And usually when the guests are walking into the ceremony before it starts, they have to sign this one thing. What are they signing?
I've never signed anything, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, that is called a guest book, or it could be marriage license or register my life away. So many different choices, but lifeonrecord.com is one of our sponsors here. So instead of having that guest book there, they put out a rotary vintage phone that your guests can go up, pick up the phone, and do congratulations on your wedding. You guys are the perfect couple. Or, hey, dude, it's about time you put a ring on her finger. Congrats. And right next to that, they have a QR code for your guests to take out their own mobile apps and scan that, and they can leave a message on their phone for you, either before or after that wedding. So once all of this gets collected, they will either burn it on a 10-inch, no, sorry, it's a 12-inch vinyl record, or a keepsake boombox, I'll call it, speaker. So can you imagine just having that gift of hearing voice? That's how I look at it. It's like, whoa, that is so cool. It could be a year from now when you're supposed to take out that cake, eat it, you sit back and listen to your friends and family talk. Now, you get this phone number and it goes for anywhere. It's a 800 number. So, you'll get it for 1 year, and the rates are at $99. That's so reasonable. I know when I get married again, I'm doing this right away because that vintage phone is so cool. I mean, I found out like they can leave 1 minute, 5 minute, or even a 30-minute message if they wanted to. So, yeah, but at weddings, that whole 30-minute one, do that on your cell phone. But you can find out more information about them at www.lifeonrecord.com. All right, AG, tell us,
Yeah.
who are you?
I just want to say I love that. And I think now that's what I've been waiting to get married. I was waiting for something like that. And the right man, but that's another topic. So
That's awesome, though. Yeah, I was like, they come out all the cool stuff after we've been through it all. And I think this is, if I ever get married again, it's going to be my last one. Like,
yeah,
yeah, never know.
never know. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Oh,
definitely. So since you are a rock star in this world, I mean, who is AG? Let's start with that. It's obviously, I guess, a nickname you got or
well,
something.
actually, AG it stands from Andrea, which is my first name, and
Uh-huh.
Gabriela, which is my middle name. I was born and raised and lived most of my life in Romania, and then I had this wild dream growing up to live here in the United States. So here I am now. So
Wow.
yeah. And what actually made the dream come true eventually for me was my passion for writing. I
Hmm.
had that as a child, growing up. I couldn't wait to learn how to read so I can, don't have to rely on my parents to read me bedtime stories. And once I learned how to write, then I started writing my own stories. And
Yeah, very
yeah,
good. Very, very good. And I think is you're writing love romance, I guess.
I write, right now I'm preparing I'm still working on a motivational speech talk I'm going to do in LA on February 24th. And the topic is love is your superpower. And I start my talk by saying, you know what? I've been a student of love my entire life, and that's what we are. Every experience, whether it's a happy one or a horrible one,
Yeah.
teaches us love, whether it's about loving one another person or loving ourselves, and how to keep our hearts open despite everything that's happening. So
Yeah.
um I see love as a superpower, as a state of consciousness, and of as our nature. So my books
Hmm.
are, I have my nonfiction books, which are personal growth books, and they talk about love. And then I have a short story collection which depicts love in its various forms and states. And then I have a romance novel. Actually, it's more of a women's fiction novel. And that is a love story. So, yeah, love is everywhere for me
You
and for
see,
everybody.
yeah, being in love is so special. And, I looked at my journey. I've been married 3 times, and I thought being a certified planner, I'd be the one who's like, I'm just there for other people's weddings and making sure everybody's
Mhm.
happy, whether I'm coordinating or the photographer. I was like, maybe I'm not meant to be married, like at all. But, as I got older, I'm 46 now. I'm like, no, I want to fall in love. I
Mhm.
want to be able to smile and have that joy and that comfort and security and, just do it. It's been hard, but I finally found somebody and I'm
Yay.
just praying every day. Like I want to take it nice and slow, and it's giving me time to reflect on what I want and who I am as a
Yeah.
person while I'm taking this little time. But I
Mhm.
want to learn more about him. And I think that's very grown up of me. But I hear a lot of stories of kids going off to college and then couples are splitting
Yeah.
up after that. I don't ever want that. I want to be that older couple who renews their vows in a nursing home or walking hand in
Uh-huh.
hand at Macy's that I saw many years ago. I was like, that's love, and that's what it's about. So, but yeah, so your books. You remind me, let me ask you, do you ever watch that show? It's on Netflix, Jane the Virgin.
No, no.
She's a romance novelty
Novels.
author,
Mhm.
writer, and yeah, so I would watch her trying to write her book and da 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 da. Da. I was like, that seems like a lot of work.
Well, again, as I said, I think I'm more of a women's fiction author than a romance
Yep.
author. But I know, because when I was working on my book, it's called My Life on Tender, by the way, and I think you already know,
Ooh,
like
good
Tender is actually
title.
Tinder. Um, but I was researching the genre, and I know that these authors are really, first of all, they are avid readers in the genre, and they really love to write those stories. So it's not that is not work for them. This is really play, and I guess that's the secret in everything in life, to find that something that brings you that much joy that it's no longer work, it's
Yeah.
play. And then another thing that I would like to stress is that we use words so loosely, and we are used to saying fall in love, but actually we don't fall. When you think about fall, it's like you like fall into a pit, and it's a
Yeah.
right. We actually rise in love, and this is why love feels so good, because in the early stages of a relationship, when we find someone and we have that chemistry and that delight,
Hmm.
actually our hearts, which are typically closed because we don't want to get hurt, open up, and there is no longer separation between us and the other person, and sometimes between us and the world. So there is this free flow of energy. And it's wonderful because we are finally returning to our natural states, which is being
Yeah,
kind and open and loving. And that's why it feels so good being able to feel united in with that person and no longer just an
yeah,
island. And then
exactly.
the old stuff comes in if we let it, and then we put our walls back, and then we have friction, and then we have tension, and oh, where did that love go? It didn't go anywhere, but we just need to let it in.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So I'm glad you write on that and talk motivational speakers. I guess you get flown all across the United States, right? So
Yeah,
you're gonna go to LA, I heard. Where
yeah, and
else?
actually, I wanna the whole idea for the project of love. Can I show a book?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
definitely.
so that's the book that
Um,
ignited the idea for the project of love. It's called I Choose Love, A Journey from Fear to Love. And actually, I have in the making a documentary about love. Because do you know how many people Google what is love? I did the research, and it's many people still try to figure out what love is. So I thought, why not give people an answer, or at least give them a different perspective. So yeah, I that's the plan at some point, to go across the country and speak about that, and
yeah, that's good.
yeah.
I'm it was a song, What is Love? And I was trying to remind myself who sang it, but it's like, what is love? I think I know what love is. And that's the last time I wrote in Google, what is love? But it surprised me how many people are typing that in. I
Yeah,
wonder, oh my gosh, type so, I mean, looking at writing the books, how many people have come to you and just wanted to talk to you about their stories and love and everything? Because they probably think you're the love guru now.
well, I don't I don't I like to think about myself as a love activator, and I think we all are when we are, when we are being kind, when we are smiling to a stranger, when we are performing these acts of service to people whom we don't really know. We become those love activators in other people. I was returning an Amazon thing at Whole Foods the other day, and there was a lady, and she walked past me, and she said, "Oh, I really like your outfit. It's really nice." And I looked at her and I said, "Oh my God, you're very kind. It's very nice of you." And she said, "Yeah, I feel like crap today, but being nice to people makes me feel better."
That is
So,
so good.
um, so what I that's my goal, actually, to show and lead by example, that when we embrace this nature of ours,
Yeah. And
we
it's
our
about
life changes.
energy too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Definitely is
yeah.
because I will go out to Walmart for groceries and I have nothing to frown about. So I'm usually smiling and
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm.
notice other people I don't know. Well,
Yeah,
hi, how are you doing?
yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
I'm doing good. Hope you're having a good day. And I
yeah.
just keep shopping and but it's those little things. I was out at a new place for karaoke and sweet old lady my boyfriend was singing. She comes up to me and he's a keeper and
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna adopt you. And I was like, oh my gosh. But it was that it made me feel good because I'm in a new place, a new setting, as people he knew, but I'm learning, so it's but it's that kindness we give to
Yeah.
people unexpectedly,
Yeah.
and be kind driving on the road too.
Yeah, yeah, that too.
Somebody
But
needs to get over, let them over, or they're going to run into that cone.
yeah,
So,
but
but
here's
yeah,
the thing, because love is more than just when we think about love, we think, okay, romantic love and then parents, but it's more than that. It's just it's an energy, it's a state of consciousness. So it can be embraced from within. And then when you embrace it within, then you don't need someone to give you love because it's there. Of course, it is beautiful to share your life
Mm-hmm.
with someone else, but happiness is no longer, you know, dependent on that person or on that thing because it's there. So, and it's there, and then you let it flow freely. And then
Yeah.
the more you let it flow, the more it comes back to you. And it attracts
Mm-hmm.
a different type of person.
Person or energy.
Yeah.
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 I always say you never want to go into like a bar because like you can pick up other people's energies and it's like maybe they're having a rotten day, but sometimes it's just too much and you'll be like, "Hey, did you need to talk to somebody?" Like
Yeah.
I've done that to somebody many years ago.
Yeah.
And they told me, I lost my girlfriend. I don't know if I could live on. I just was like, well, hi, my name is Nadine. I'm not a counselor, maybe a life coach, but an angel undercover. You can talk to
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's as long as it helps, And, I want to ask you, maybe you know more about this. When people are starting to date, the first date, the second date. Now, I believe in your heart when you're meeting somebody and it's a good first date, you feel a spark. And I call it the spark.
Hmm.
But if you're going on second, third, fourth date, fifth date, uh, you know, I was looking up the song Fool's Russian or You Were Kissing a Fool.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why I was doing that. It's just thinking of it the other day. But how can some people say, like, oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel like I really love him, you
Hmm.
know? And guys may do that for girls too. Is there some kind of science behind that when you first meet?
Well, that's funny. I just made a post about this, and just let me tell you a short story. So last year,
Yeah.
I yeah, in March. So I'm here in Sedona. It's full of spiritual people, and I said, okay, I don't really want someone who pretends he's a guru. I just want a guy who is an artist, who is a musician. And then, like a
Hmm.
few days after, I matched this guy on Tinder. And we had a conversation, and then he came to see me up in Sedona, and he swept me off my feet, you know.
Oh.
However, there were things there that weren't like there were red flags, but I was so completely enamored, infatuated with that person, and that relationship, evolved, and then it became sort of, traumatic, and it didn't work out, and all because I wasn't really clear in my intention, and I chose to ignore those red flags. And it turned out that I still had to do inner work. I still had to, heal my inner child, to be able
Hmm.
to have a healthy relationship. So I think many, many times people experience this feeling that they label love, which is not necessarily love, is an infatuation based on a past trauma, and they are attracted to that person because that person somehow, and the dynamic is a repetition of what they experienced in the childhood. So to be able to
Yeah.
have a really healthy relation, and then somebody said, love is not tragic, and it's not necessarily a whirlwind. It's peaceful and it's harmony. So
Hmm. Yeah.
to to be able to, because at the end of the day, who wants to be shouted at? Who wants to be
I
who
know.
who wants to
Nobody.
be like a pillow for somebody else's anger? Who wants to be bullied? Who wants to be mistreated? I mean, nobody in our conscious minds want that, right? We want to be loved. But if we
Yeah.
are not in a place in our lives where we really love ourselves and we feel whole, meaning that I would love to be with someone,
Hmm.
but I'm still happy although I'm not with someone. And I know who I am and I know what I deserve and I know how I deserve to be treated by a man. So I won't go for anything less and I won't find excuses when he messes
Yeah.
it up, especially when he doesn't even apologize for that. So until we are
Yeah.
in that space, and then we can have a healthy relationship where we can be authentic, where we can speak our feelings in a nice and respectful way without being bullied or say oh you're crazy, or so we need to be in a relationship where we are seen and where we are listened to and where we are adored and
Yes.
revered, and of course we do the same thing for our partner, but that's a
Yeah.
healthy relationship where both partners can express themselves in a respectful way and in authentic way. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I answered the question, but
You did. You
yeah,
did. You
yeah,
did. So
um,
communication's so
yeah,
important because I've dated a couple guys that were just super quiet, never talked or never checked during the day. Hey, are you having a good day? And it's like I wasn't used to that. So there was like so many different things, but I found somebody who communicates, and I'm like, wow, he might even talk more than me.
yeah,
That's my one
yeah,
thought. But it's great. It balances out. So seeing those points that this is what I want. But then there's always, like you were just talking about, there's past healings we have to do. But, it's one thing that could have hurt us really bad, but it's hard to heal that one because you couldn't get closure or some reason. And for me, that's my case. I just feel like I need to go and be heard and come back, and it's a whole new me, but it's going to be a process. So, but anyways, yeah, I bet, everybody listening to this definitely and get your book right away. I'm sure these are what on Amazon.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So all my books are, and I also, if somebody is struggling in a relationship right now, because I know there are many, many women who get into these relationships that are labeled as toxic, although I don't really want to use that word because
Yeah.
any relationship is an opportunity to grow. But there are relationships that really sabotage our self-esteem and self-worth, and and in those relationships they don't work anymore. So those are the toxic
Hmm.
relationships. So I have a book that addresses that issue and helps the women to uh, withdraw from those relationships and also withdraw in a healthy way, meaning that they don't look at themselves as victims. They look at themselves like, okay, so there is a reason why this person is in my life. What do I need to learn? And then do the inner work and move forward and choose a different path in life. We don't have to keep repeating the past. And for me,
Yeah.
the past was that my parents loved me, but my father was very demanding and he had like huge expectations. I had to be the best in everything and behave and all that. And when I didn't meet his expectations, he would be upset and he would be angry and he would get cold. So that's the how I learned that love shows up in a relationship from a man. So I had to
Yeah.
go back and heal my inner child and realize that this is not what I want to experience. I don't need to experience anymore in my life this kind of love from a man, and free myself from that and be able to be with a man who just loves me. And
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. I remember I was in a bad, bad, bad relationship, and it was not good. And you can call it everything you want because I had to get a restraining order.
Oh my
But
God.
I journaled every day,
Mm-hmm.
every single word that was said to me, every action, what if it happened to me or something was said to my kids and stuff. I did get away, and it was hard. It was really hard. Therefore, I tried to help others in the same position, find the safest way out if that's what they're choosing to do. But I read back my journal to myself and I cried like I was watching a movie. That's
Yeah.
how bad it was. And yeah, sadly, the whole journal is missing. I don't know where it went. And I'm like, it's a thick book from Earthbound. They make the journal
Mhm.
pages. I was like, who has my book? I need it back. But, I'll tell people journal it really good. And, it helped me because I realized, like, why was I going to give him a second chance and a third chance? Why? Like, hello, you even had security officers chasing me down to make sure I was okay. Like, why would you go back with a person like that? So yeah, those are challenging when you have to look back and heal yourself before moving on.
Yeah,
So,
but if you want to have that kind of relationship, a healthy relationship in your life, do you definitely need to do the inner
yeah,
work. And journaling really helps. I do journal because with journaling helps you be really aware of your emotions, and because we tend to also push our emotions into very deep recesses of our subconscious because we don't want to feel them because they are too painful. But
hmm
actually, that's not the best way to go about it. So you just sit there, feel the emotion, see what is actually triggering that emotion, what are the thoughts behind it, and then you just free yourself from it.
exactly, exactly. And being able to free it gives room to grow
Yeah,
and let your heart take down that wall a little bit more, a little
yeah,
bit more.
yeah, yeah.
So I noticed singing, dancing were on my checklist, and my boyfriend does play the piano, and he's a really, really good singer. But I never knew on a second date he was going to pull me out and dance with me and sing in front of a crowd to me.
Ah,
But that
yeah.
moment was, oh my gosh, that was like, okay, this is what I've wanted. This is what was
Hmm.
on my list.
Yeah,
It was all checking off perfectly. So I keep saying, as long as he sings every day to me, I'll be
you're
fine.
happy.
Yep,
Yeah.
definitely. So, I know with your motivational speaking, you after going to all these places and doing your speech around the United States, I assume, are you ever reaching out to individuals maybe who came to see what wants a one-on-one to talk to you? Have you ever done that?
I'm open to. I mean, if people need help, and I'm
Hmm
definitely,
Definitely.
yeah.
Okay. Have you ever done like Zoom calls to help people? I'm asking deep questions. I know I got
Yeah,
my
no,
mommy
that's okay.
glasses
Yeah,
on.
well, that's I think I honestly I love in-person interaction,
Oh yeah,
but
definitely.
this is such a big country that it's hard to you can't do that unless you do an event and you gather 5,000 people in a theater, which is not happening right now, but maybe at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a blessing to have
Yeah.
this opportunity nowadays. So even us, right? We are in different states,
I
and
know. I
yeah,
know. I was like, I wonder how her weather is there. I mean, we're going to be in the high 60s all week. And I'm like, whoa, this is
yeah.
February.
Well, today is cloudy. It is windy, and yeah, but yeah, in the 60s almost.
Yep,
Yep, yep.
definitely. Now, the Project of Love. How did you come up with that name? And, you know, do you have a sample story that you could share with us?
Well, I look at our lives as a project of love because
Hmm
um when you look at life, a relationship is a project of love. When you get a
Yeah,
house, or even when you rent an apartment, it's, you want to make it comfortable. So that is a project of love. Um, Hopefully your career is a project of love. This podcast is a project of love for you.
it's a
So
big project of love.
yeah, 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 yeah. So we are here on this planet And I think we are a project of love of God, of the Creator.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that inspired me to come up with the name, and also to inspire people to look at life, their life, as a project of love, rather than
Yeah.
something that's challenging and um, something that puts pressure on them, and something that's full of shoots and musts and all that. Just as you said, playfulness. So be playful, and look at life as, and when you look at it as a project, it's no longer
It's not
um
fun.
yeah, and it's no
And
longer the
I
situation where, everything is given. It's a project. So, you can move pieces around and play with it and try different things without feeling guilty.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So I remember hearing, oh, I don't have time to focus on me. This is, I've heard somebody say, this is stupid. Why can't I just be myself in the now and go find love? And they love me for who I am, right? And I mean, I'd be like, of course, but sometimes you need to know what are those things holding back, because it might come up into a new conversation and everything, and you're kind of like, whoa. So, but yeah, oh my gosh. So the project of love, I love that. And talking about superpower, but really, really, really quick, I do have to do a quick commercial and break in.
Sure. Yeah.
So I definitely have to pull this up really quick as I'm doing this. A lot of people on my podcast have heard me talk about snap bands, and they're actually on Facebook too. And what they do is amazing. So, without further ado, our commercial is like this. I'm sorry, I am learning, but let me quickly show you what a snap band looks like. It's this bracelet right here. Oops, if you can see it, the hope. And they come in different like tags for you and everything. But so here we go. The world is a very stressful place for everyone with work, school, relationships, health issues, finances, the nightly news. There's anxiety every day. Negative thoughts can keep popping into your head over and over again. I'm not good enough. I am not worthy of anyone loving me. Bad things always happen to me. If you have ever said any of these things or had those thoughts, you're not alone. More than 40 million Americans are diagnosed with an anxiety disorder. Anxieties, worries, and fears can stop you from finding inner peace and achieving your true potential. You deserve to live your best life. Finally, there's an amazing new bracelet called Snap Bands that is invented to help you. This will help reduce anxiety, control OCD, and calm stress. Snap bands are a cognitive behavioral therapy tool based on proven brain neuroscience. And the way to snap bands works amazing. Snap band bracelets look like a stylish piece of jewelry on your wrist, but its unique design actually hides a secret plastic band that sits right on the inner. I want to make sure I get this right on the inner wrist. So I think you guys saw that. And it has the two magnets on there that will help. It will put pressure points, and I guess go up to your brain's nervous system to help go back and forth. When you give the, okay, what is it? You know what? I'm messing this up. I have to say it from my heart. So there is a band that you guys can move, but when it's saying oh, I don't like that. When it hits there, it goes up to a signal in your brain. the nervous and to help, transfer everything down and help you relieve those stresses. So did you know that the human brain can only deal with one emergency at a time? I did not know that. That's something very interesting to me. Well, whenever you feel an unwanted negative thought in your head, and gently snap the elastic on your inner wrist, it forces your brain to focus on the gentle physical sensation you feel, which instantly disrupts the unwanted negative thought from your brain. This gives you the freedom to reset your mind with a positive mental focus. The mantra words on your snapbands bracelets help you to refocus and reset. There are 7 different mantra words you can choose on your bracelet: believe, blessing, dream, fearless, hope, love, and peace. Just choose the mantra that resonates most powerfully with you. And after you snap, use your mantra word to immediately reset your positive mental focus with the mantra expression like, I believe in myself. I am a blessing. I am fearless. I will always have hope. Well, now, the terrible stigma in America that's associated with mental health. The best part of Snap Bandsy is that you can calm your anxiety anytime you need without drawing any attention. It's stigma free. Snap Bands comes from beautiful colors. They're so comfortable. You can wear your bracelet all day long. They're waterproof, so you can even wear it in the shower and doing dishes. They are made of premium vegan leather, which is attractive and durable. Plus, they're allergy free, latex free, and nickel free too, which is great for everyone with sensitive skin. But what I love most about Snap Bands is their mission to help everyone reduce anxiety stigma free. They donate a portion of every sale to leading mental health organizations to snap out of the stigma. Check out amazing bracelets at www.snapbands.com, which is spelled SNAPPBANDZ. When you purchase a Snapbands bracelet, you are helping make the world a better place. So check them out. I know I messed up that commercial by the day too, so give me credit on that. But yeah, they do snap in really well and everything, and so far it's making me happy giggly. I don't have any too much stresses. So, but going back to the novels and everything, I wanted to talk what I was bringing up, the superpower quote. Hey, everybody does have a superpower. And, finding that superpower has to be, I guess, with yourself, learning who you are. Um, am I right or wrong on that? You're the
No, I
author
think
here.
everybody has I mean, everybody, I think love is a superpower for everybody. So
Yeah.
everybody has this superpower because that's our nature. So it's
Yes,
a matter
definitely.
of removing all the blocks and the walls that we put around the hearts, because when we put around a wall around the heart, we think, okay, that's fine, I will no longer be hurt. But it's then you can experience joy as you would experience or in
That's
love.
what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
And
and
finding grace with yourself. Somebody
yeah.
said to me, find grace. And grace started to be like this word that I was looking into. And when I would go to church, I heard the pastor say, find grace. And then it was like a TV commercial, find grace. And I'm like, well, grace is really important these days. So, you know, listen to those words, hope, finding love and being faithful, and it will all come together. So what are the next steps for you in your life? Are you going to continue to do all the public speaking? Are you ever going to create a podcast?
Yeah, and actually that's part of the project of love is a podcast is part of the is part of that, and then a book series. And I don't have to be the author. I just want to find stories from all over the world about love and the power of love and how it impacts every aspect of one's life, like career, relationships, health, self-expression. And you asked me about the superpower. I would think
Hmm.
that other than love, which is our superpower, I think each one of us has at least one gift. His, that
Hmm.
person is here in the world to bring, and that's when you follow that, everything falls into place. And I think another superpower is just being authentic, allowing yourself to be who you really are. And I don't mean
Yeah.
like go out and create havoc and ruin things, but just embrace yourself as with your personality and where your little idiosyncrasies, and not stop trying to be somebody else. Just be yourself, authentic. If you're a playful person, if
Hmm.
that's your nature, just be playful.
Yeah.
That's very important. If you're an introvert, just be an introvert. You don't have to try and be an extrovert. So just be authentic, be who you really are. And since you mentioned grace, another important thing to remember is that we are we are all in our true, like our essence is consciousness. So
Hmm.
we have this power to manifest things. Our
Yeah.
beliefs and our thoughts are really important, are really powerful, especially when, we use our heart as the steering wheel to point them in the direction that brings the most love and joy into our life and into our other people's lives. So your this kind of infinite nature, which we ignore. We live every day as if we are here just as a body, and as if we are here for 1,000 years, and we are not. So um, embrace that part of yourself that is eternal and has this ability to manifest things, and stop
Yeah.
thinking about yourself, oh, I'm powerless. Oh, I need to, other people need to take care of me. The government needs to do this for me. And no, 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 just take your life in your own hands and use your power, because you are powerful. You are.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And sometimes people will find love, I guess it's unexpected or the time's off, I have to do A, B, C, D. I just got laid off, but here comes love knocking out the door, and you're like, whoa. So you crunch in, for me, I have to write everything out. What am I doing? What are my hours look like to go out? And, I have football for my kid and he has to go to school. But, I think with love, you make the time and get to
Oh, yeah.
understand them. I also believe in keeping it fresh, keeping it real. I forgot what movie it was, but they were husband and wife. I don't know if it was Trainwreck. I know it was Reese and Vince Vaughn, but or maybe it was called Blind Date. I don't know. But they were pretending who they didn't know at the bar. And they just had like this first date all over again and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
played and rolled
yeah,
character. And
yeah,
I was like, that's cool.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go do that,
yeah,
keep it real.
yeah.
I know they have books now where couples can work it out together and get to know each other better that way too. I know through our church, they have for couples a class, and I was like, I want to see what that's about because, everybody, they have all the marriage class or, I think they need a class with like what's now? Our kids are out. How do we keep the love going instead of seeing a divorce rate going way high? And,
Yeah.
you know, being in the industry, I didn't see much last year of weddings. Like it was very limited. I think I, out of maybe 10 a year, I think I did one last year. And I was surprised going, oh, okay, you know, but I don't know what the future holds like. I do watch the kids, my daughter's age, why get married? It's just a piece of paper. Well, if
Yeah.
that's their mindset, like
Yeah.
maybe they've seen it from the parents, you know, who have gotten so many divorces and just changed out a partner and stuff, you know, those hurt kids. But I would wish there was a way that we could write and turn back the clock and go, well, here's a great method to keeping it real, keeping the love there, you know? So social media has been coming, like I had to learn a term, ghosting. What's
Hmm.
ghosting? Like, are we playing Pac-Man here? Do I need to go get that PowerPoint to go around? I talked about that. Catfishing was another terminology I had to learn really quick. But, you know, as an older person in my 40s trying to date again, it was the hardest thing because we've already lived most of life. We already have their kids, they're growing up. But what does our outcomes look like? And they match. Do they like kids? Do they like pets? You get the whole 9 yards. So, but definitely, I'm not sure if there was anything I'm missing, but yeah, I think a podcast for you would be amazing. I think you may get a lot of viewers. You have this
Thank you.
great
Yeah.
energy glow around you, which is very inviting. So,
Thank you.
but
Yeah.
definitely. And I'm going to add your books onto the storefront so you guys can watch this podcast and then hop over to the store link and be able to get the book and everything. So, do you also, maybe not a podcast, but do you have a YouTube channel? What are
Yeah,
your
I do
socials
actually.
like? Okay.
I do have a YouTube channel, and I post videos about love and relationships. So
Oh,
yeah, it's if you type in AG Billig, I think it will show it will pop up. Yeah.
yay, yay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I definitely am going to be adding that when I post this wonderful podcast with you. So I just really quickly wanted to thank everybody who is a sponsor on our show. As we talked about, we have Snap Bands and Life on Record. Life on Record is www.lifeonrecord.com, and Snap Bands is www.snapbands.com. We also have Ogden Ventures LLC. Marcus Ogden. He is a former NFL player, keynote speaker, best-selling author, and has his own podcast show as well. You can find him at www.marcusogden.com. And it's spelled Marquess. His last name is Ogden. Our next one is bridalshowsinc.com. If you are planning a special event, wedding in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, they have about 5 trade shows out of the year. And vendors will come and showcase their work, and you can watch fashion show, try different caterers, foods, and everything like that. Our next one is milesandSmilesEvents.com. Deborah Rice, her background is she's an investigator, but in her events, she does handwriting analysis and also she does the lipstick readings, which she's amazing at and she's very accurate. So go check them out. Next is Bryce Harney at www.brycemagic.com. He is a magician, a mind mentalist. He's been on TV quite a lot for his services and everything. But check out his magic technique. Take his name, put it in YouTube. It's going to show some tricks, and he's good at what he does. Our next one is richmondpunch.net. He graduated from the Juilliard. He's a violinist, has been in the industry for over 30 years. He's played in front of 1 million people before, and also 2 spots on Lifetime shows. So check them out. And our last one is TK Hair Salon in Plano, Texas. You can visit them at www.tkhairsalon.com. If you're a guy, girl, kids, they do the haircuts, the styling, the coloring, the perms. If you need any facial stuff done, they do that also. If you have questions for us today, you can reach out at 833-780-HOPE, which is 4673. So if you have questions for us, I'll make sure I send it to her also. We'll get back and get those answered. Our website is www.keephopealivepodcast.com. We want to hear from you if you have love stories or anything like that. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. I thank you so, so much for coming on the show and sharing your knowledge and talking about the love and the project. So that is amazing. You're truly talented, and it was a true blessing to have you here.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you for having me. It was a
and
pleasure to be here. Yeah.
oh, good, good, good. And guys, I'm sorry I messed up that commercial. I'm going to just throw that out there. But until next time, love and light. Bye bye.